9 years ago, my entire family blocked me after my cousin accused me of graping her when she was a kid. I was 22 and gaming with friends when my mom broke the cardinal sin of the family. She called me again after I didn't answer her first call. Calling twice in my family meant this was absolutely urgent. When I answered the phone, I heard chaos and screaming before she went to another room. She was sobbing and asked if I had something to confess about Eve. I said no. Eve was my younger cousin who I hadn't seen in years. That's when Mom screamed that Eve said when she was 9 and I was 16, I came into my room while she was playing and regularly assaulted her. She gave them detailed descriptions of everything. I couldn't breathe. I kept saying it wasn't true, but my mom just kept screaming, "Did you do this?" over and over. I screamed no back each time, but she wouldn't listen. The call ended with both parents on speaker saying they never wanted to see me again. My sisters texted calling me disgusting, then blocked me. I tried calling everyone, but they all blocked me immediately. My dad sent one final text telling me to stop contacting them. The next year destroyed me. I waited every day for police to arrest me. I stopped eating and failed at job interviews. I started drinking heavily and doing oxy. I got violent but lived alone, so I just destroyed my apartment. When neighbors called cops about me smashing glasses, I convinced them I dropped it. I spent nights planning how to hurt Eve and make it look like an accident. Sometimes I fantasized about actually doing what she accused me of, but worse. The darkest thoughts you can imagine consumed me. Finally got a job in late 2015, which gave me structure. Slowly got sober and bought a house last year. Been on antidepressants that replace dark thoughts with numb ones. Tried dating twice, but explaining why I have no family makes women run. My therapist is the only woman I really talk to. Last week, my mom texted out of nowhere. First contact in 9 years. She said they missed me and updated me about my sisters having kids. Then yesterday, another text dropped the bomb. At a family gathering last month, Eve was downplaying what happened to her after it was brought up. My mom actually got suspicious and pressed her about it a little, and she finally admitted nothing ever happened, and she probably dreamt it. The family exploded. My mom and dad went out back and just started while crying. My parents told me they're appalled and angry at her. They told everyone the truth and want me back in their lives. I haven't responded to them though. Old memories are flooding back and I'm shaking with rage. Part of me wants to systematically destroy each of their lives, starting with Eve. Make them feel a fraction of what I felt. Then this morning, Eve texted me directly. 9 years of silence and she texts like nothing happened. She said she knows I hate her, but needs to tell me the real truth. It wasn't a dream or confusion. When she was 15, her mom caught her sneaking out to meet her boyfriend. She was going to get grounded for the whole summer and miss camp. So she told them she was acting out because of past trauma. When they pushed for details, she made up the story about me. She picked me because I was far away at university and barely around. She figured I'd deny it and everyone would move on. She never expected them to cut me off completely. She tried to take it back a few days later, but they said she was just protecting me. The lie spiraled out of control, and she was too scared to admit it. She's been in therapy for years dealing with the guilt. She ended with, "I'm so sorry, and I know you'll never forgive me, but I wanted you to know it was never about you." I screenshot everything, and now I'm deciding how to use it. My therapist is on vacation for 3 weeks. The rage is consuming me. I've been sober 4 years, but all I want is to get blackout hammered and show up at their doors. I know exactly how I'm going to handle this. Time for them to understand consequences. I sat in my kitchen at 3 a.m., laptop open with Eve's messages displayed on the screen. My hands trembled as I read her confession again. 9 years. 9 fucking years of my life destroyed because she didn't want to miss summer camp. The kitchen light flickered overhead, casting shadows that matched the darkness churning inside me. Across town, Eve lay awake in her bed, phone clutched in her hand. She checked it obsessively, jumping at every notification sound. Her engagement ring caught the moonlight as she refreshed our message thread for the 100th time. Still no response from me. She bit her lip and typed another message, then deleted it, then typed again. I forced myself to close the laptop and stand up. My body moved on autopilot, making coffee I wouldn't drink. The rage had to go somewhere. I grabbed my car keys. At 6 a.m., I parked outside Eve's apartment building. The morning was cold and wet from overnight rain. I sat in my car, engine off, just waiting. I knew her routine from social media stalking over the years. She always ran at 6:15. Right on schedule, Eve emerged from the building in her running gear. She stretched by the entrance, earbuds in, completely unaware. Then she turned toward the parking lot and our eyes met. She froze mid-stretch. Her running shoes squeaked on the wet pavement as she backed away slowly. I didn't move, didn't blink, just stared at her through the windshield. Her face went white. She stumbled backward, nearly tripping over the curb, then turned and ran back inside. My phone buzzed immediately. Eve's name lit up the screen with a text. "Please just say something, anything." I ignored it and opened LinkedIn on my phone. Her profile showed she worked at a local marketing firm, senior account manager. The irony wasn't lost on me. She built a career on crafting narratives while I lost everything to her lies. Her engagement announcement from last month stared back at me. Tom Williams, investment banker, clean-cut guy with a perfect smile. Another text from Eve. "I know you're reading these. I can see the read receipts." My phone rang. Marcus. Shh. I'd completely forgotten about our morning coffee meeting. First time I'd missed it in 2 years. I let it go to voicemail. I screenshotted Eve's confession from last night and her LinkedIn profile. Then I opened my text thread with my mother. Her messages asking me to come back sat there unanswered. My thumb hovered over the attachment button. One screenshot, no context. Let her figure it out. My phone battery flashed 6%. The low battery warning added urgency to my decision. I hit send. The response was immediate. Mom called. I declined. She called again and again. By the time I started driving to work, she'd called 47 times in 10 minutes. My phone buzzed constantly on the passenger seat, the screen lighting up with Mom over and over. I pulled into the warehouse parking lot and my stomach dropped. Eve's white Honda sat in visitor parking. What the fuck was she doing at my job? Inside, I saw her through the office window, talking animatedly to my boss. She dabbed at her eyes with a tissue. My boss, Bill, had his concerned face on, the one he used when someone's grandmother died. I clocked in and tried to walk past the office, but Bill spotted me and waved me in. Eve wouldn't look at me. Bill pulled me aside near the water cooler. His voice was low and sympathetic. "Hey, I'm sorry to hear about the death in the family." Eve explained everything. "Take whatever time you need." I kept my voice controlled and level. "There was no death. She's lying." The security camera's red light blinked overhead, recording everything. Bill's face went from sympathetic to confused. He glanced between Eve and me. Eve finally looked at me, eyes wide and pleading. "I was just worried about you. You weren't answering anyone's calls." I walked away without another word and headed to my station. Bill followed me, clearly unsettled, but I just started my shift inventory like nothing happened. Eve left quickly after that. During my first break, my phone had blown up with Facebook notifications. Eve had messaged my work friends, claiming she was worried about my mental health. She asked them to check on me, said I'd been acting strange, and the family was concerned. Jake from shipping approached me at the loading dock. "Hey man, your cousin stopped by. She seemed really concerned about you. Such a caring cousin. You okay?" My jaw clenched so hard I thought my teeth might crack, but I just nodded and kept working. At lunch, I sat in my car and opened Facebook. I hadn't looked at Eve's profile in months. Her 2015 posts were still public. There it was, her survivor post from right after the accusation. Hundreds of supportive comments. People calling her brave, offering prayers. One comment from 3 weeks ago caught my eye. Tom Williams writing about being proud of her strength. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. I almost ignored it, then saw the preview. This is Tom Williams. I know the truth now. We need to talk. Before I could process that, another text came through. Dad, this time. Your mother is hysterical. Eve says you've been stalking her for months. We're considering a restraining order. I wanted to throw my phone through the windshield.